Hello everybody. I'm going to be reading another one shot. Grant Curley, ex-listener. They didn't really make it clear if there was smut in this, and if there are, I'm very sorry. But some of y'all may be asking, Story, why are you posting this at 10:30 a.m. on a Friday? Shouldn't you be in school? Yes, but my mama let me stay home. So yeah, because tomorrow is my birthday. Anyways, I will link the Wattpad in the description below along with the songs that I play. They will be in order, like from which I play. So yeah. With that being said, let's continue. Let me turn it up. Okay. Curly was always a very sweet guy who knew what to do in his job as the captain of the tour bar, which is floating in space in order of Pony Express. He has yet always stressed since on his crew isn't the way he's supposed to be. Oh, Jimmy raped a crew member and made her accidentally pregnant, which was always grumpy. What? Was always grumpy and mean was on the verge of going mad. Curly was overwhelmed with him. This wasn't the man he's been friends with for a long time. He likes I'm sorry, this author, I don't know what they're saying. I cannot understand this. If it makes sense to you, great. Does not make sense to me though. Okay. Curly always liked Listener. She was sweet and didn't cause any problems with doing her job as the cook amazingly. Everything she cooked was delicious and she always made the wishes of others. She did once pho because Daisuke is Asian and even did just some steak for Swansea. He couldn't deny it, but he started to develop feelings for her. His heart was banging in his chest when she asked him for cooking ideas, and he enjoyed watching her cook. How her hands moved so easily to the ingredients, it made him lose his mind. What are you gonna cook today, huh, Listener? He asked as he bent over the kitchen counter and smiled at her, wanting her attention only on him. I thought about making something simple like pasta, she replied, and his smile sweetly, and smiled sweetly back at him, glowing with enthusiasm. Curly swooned at her gaze and admired her for a moment before snapping back to reality. Yeah, everyone likes pasta, he replied a little too late, and Listener noticed and looked at him worried for a moment. Are you okay, Captain? She asked with a tone which had Curly's heart hammering in his chest even faster. You even seemed a little off the last few days. I'm absolutely okay, Listener, he said, but he was lying to himself. He was stressed and needed to tell someone about it. Sorry about that, my mother walked in. Okay, continuing. Where was I? I'm absolutely okay, Listener, he said, but he was lying to himself. He was stressed and needed to tell someone about it, but he didn't want to put pressure on her as well, since she also has a lot to think about, even though she's so young. She still didn't look convinced and turned back to cooking. If you say so, honey, she said, and he sighed deeply, leaning away from the counter and leaving her alone to cook dinner for them all. After dinner, they celebrated for being now in space for a whole 2 months, and he was already and 2 months already, and there was alcohol and snacks. Even Curly was drunk as fuck. He knew he'll regret it by the next day, yet he still drank 2 bottles of wine himself. No one gave a fuck, even encouraged him, but Listener, who looked at him worried as he opened his third bottle for the night. She'd taken it away inside. That's enough, Captain. You should go to bed, she said to him, and he hiccuped, looking at her with a drunk smirk. Only if you escort me, cutie, he flirted, and Listener swallowed hard. Curly could take alcohol very well, but because he hadn't eaten much in the last few days, he was completely drunk now, swaying even if he stood still. She grabbed him by the arm and Listener dragged Curly's arm and dragged him. Oh my lord. Listener dragged Curly's arm and dragged him out of the lounge, which earned disapproval sighs and grunts from the others, but she didn't care and walked with Curly to his room. As they entered, she pushed him onto the bed and he groaned. "What is wrong with you, Grant? You act so weird," she said looked as he looked up at her as he sat there on his bed, his shirt half opened and with straddled legs, showing off his manhood in his pants since his uniform started to get a little too small for him. A small hic left his mouth and he looked down ashamed, judging himself even though he was drunk. "It's all been so stressing," he slurred drunkenly, and he felt his tears shoot into his eyes. He didn't hold them back. If someone understood him, then listener. What? That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, I don't know. This is very weird writing. Everything is too much. He let his tears fall free from his eyes, and listener looked up at him with guilt written all over her face. "You can always talk to me," she reassured him and sat down next to him as he immediately fell into her arms and embraced her, crying into her chest. She wrapped her arms around him as well as he started to vent to her about everything that was stressing him. It took him over 45 minutes to calm down, and now he was laying in listener's arms like a child and sniffling and clinging onto her. She ran her fingers through his blonde curls and she sighed. "I'm glad you finally told me," she said, and a small smile played on her lips. "You can always talk to me," she repeated her words and sniffed, taking in her scent. Ooh, that was a loud one. Okay. "She sounds so fucking good." The alcohol was still cooking and he couldn't control his actions as he lifted his head and pressed a kiss onto listener's plump lips. "I need to get up," she finally told him, and he rolled down from her, I skipped the whole paragraph. She froze in place but didn't abandon him. After she got used to it, she even kissed back, knowing damn well that he wouldn't remember the kiss. "I need to get up," she finally told him as he rolled down from her. Looking up at her, she tucked him in his blanket with a sweet smile. "Try to catch some sleep. I'll take care of everything," she reassured him, placing a small kiss onto his forehead and left ever saying, "I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the morning, Captain." He fell asleep instantly, dreaming of her and the feeling of her lips. They were so incredibly soft and tasted like honey. In this night, he slept better than ever. That was it. Sorry if none of that made sense. It didn't make sense to me either. Maybe I was reading it too weirdly or something else. I know this video was a little longer. I will be posting part 2 maybe today. Probably not tomorrow since tomorrow's my birthday and my friends are gonna do stuff for me on my birthday. They're probably gonna come over to my house and stuff. But yeah, that was it. Have a great day, my little stars. Bye bye.